Dan McDonald here, Life Regenerator on YouTube. What in the world are they spraying? Respiratory detox protocol. Just a few small things. Before I get started on today's video, I wanted to let you know about thriving in a dying world, how to achieve true health in a world of confusion, deception, and misinformation. 3 hours of epic, super high quality information to educate you. So it's got the videos. It's been transcribed, so it's in a PDF form. You can download it and read it. It's also MP3 audio file, so you can listen to it while you're on your way to work. It's also closed caption for the hearing impaired. Everything I'm just unable to share on YouTube. The rabbit hole goes deep. You want to know what I know because I've been through it. And I do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours worth of research every day and 25 years of health application. I have time and a very profound interest in getting to the root of what it is that's creating all of these chronic degenerative conditions for the individual as well as the society as well as the earth itself. And it starts with you. So get thriving in a dying world, get that information into your lifestyle, start applying it so that you can be a healthy cell in the human body. Strengthen yourself. You are the answer. You are the solution to the problem in the world. Can you dig it? So today we're going to talk about how to keep your respiratory system healthy. I've got a few tools here. And how to detoxify. Because detoxification is very important. It's not just a niche word. It's not just a buzzword that we use to sell products on the internet. Your body does detoxify itself all the time. It's always in a state of detoxification and self-care. That's the divine intelligence within you. The problem is the conditioning, the programming, and the environments. A lot of it you can do stuff about. Some things you can't. The aerosol sprays, there's not much that you can do. You can educate yourself. You can understand that it's happening. You can even try to go and talk to your neighbors. They'll probably look at you like a three-headed alien because only a small percentage, I read somewhere last night, that only 8% of the people know that these aerosol sprays, weather control programs are going on. It's still considered a conspiracy theory, even though NASA and many other scientists openly admit in plain and simple English that they are using nanoparticulate to deflect sunlight. Are there other things going on? For those of you who are wakey, you know there's always been other stuff going on. And you are not allowed to know what that is. Shut up and take your goddamn pills. Because the pharmaceutical companies know what's best for you. And that is their drugs and their products and their surgeries and their diagnostics and their invasive procedures that make them a lot of money, but they don't get you one iota closer to health. So get thriving in a dying world and get educated. Listen to this video and get educated. This is a few small things, but some cool stuff. So look at this. What's this thing over here? Let's start with that. This is just a vaporizer for essential oils. It's very dry on the mainland. The sprays dry everything out. They're drying out the ground. They're drying out the trees. The fires are burning everywhere. The skin is so dry. The lungs are so dry. these vaporized essential oils are good in case you get either dry or you get too much moisture in the form of mucus from the worst is the cooked and processed pasteurized dairy, and then you add the white sugar with that. That's when you get the worst amount of mucus and the internal environment where pathogens, microorganisms, and viruses can grow. They love the mucus slime from our modern day dietary. I'm not going to go too much into diet today, but eat whole foods, real foods. And there's a lot of information about whole foods and also the soil on Thriving in a Dying World, so you can get a better understanding of what you can do to keep your microbiome, which is your immune system, which is going to have an effect on your lungs and your respiratory system as well. This, with the essential oils, is very helpful. I'm not going to do a dissertation on all the essential oils. I've got a whole bunch over there, a collection, maybe a video one day, on the power and the benefits of the essential oils as individual constituents. But let's say this one's got too many to name, but eucalyptus is great, lemongrass, rosemary, oregano, thyme, marjoram for antiviral and antibacterial properties. Peppermint is really good. Also, there's some peppermint in that one as well. And so that's just like, and you could, you know, it looks like a little crazy thing that you're doing, you know, but it's vaporized essential oils, and you can put that next to your bed. It's dead quiet, you know, and you can breathe them into your lungs. That one's pretty harsh. I put a lot of oregano in there, but that's going to be antiviral and antifungal, anti-mold as well. So I just love it for this, for the healing benefits. I put it under the massage table when I'm getting a massage, or I'll put it next to my bed, and I'll put ones that are like calming or peaceful or purity or frankincense, you know. And so there's so much that you can do. This isn't that great of one, to tell you the truth, but I bought it and I have it and it does work. There's other ones that are better than this, but you know, I don't have a real solid recommendation at this time for that, for a essential oil vaporizer, but there's a lot of really good ones, and the technology gets better every 6 months, you know. So find the best one and get that. It's nice. Next is, since we're on that, so we're going for keeping the lungs clean and clear. We've got, LA brought all this on. I went to LA for 2 weeks and it was like, oh my God. You know, it's just, it was, for me, you know, and I've been accused of being very negative, but well, that'll make you need to sneeze. You know, when you go from an environment that I live in, which is absolutely bursting with life, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and your whole thing is life, life force, energy, microbes, living water, living fiber, living foods, living energy, living consciousness, you are aware of some things. You know, I've been a farmer working in the soil. I've been helping people to heal for 20 years, even some of my closest family members, you know, and every day I'm on the phone with people, you know, notching them up, keeping them going, go, go, go. This doesn't happen overnight, you know. So the lungs are getting rough. So you got to, I would just, when I was in LA, I had to go to Santa Monica every day. If I wasn't working directly in Beverly Hills, I bought a bike and rode to Santa Monica and would sit there in Santa Monica and be like, okay, this air you can breathe. In Beverly Hills, I was just like, you can't breathe the air. And it's like, Dan, you're being so negative. I love Beverly Hills, you know. I was just about to get plastic surgery, you know, and it's like, okay, that's great. You and I, we may not see eye to eye. I'm trying to be sensitive to the people that are kind of stuck, because in certain ways they are, and in other ways they're not. We're all free to make choices, and we all have our priorities. You know, and if you're trying to make it in the movie business, maybe you want to be in LA, but if you want to try to be healthy and thriving, you might need to go somewhere where there's the 5G and the aerosol sprays and the smog makes it so where you can't have a breath of fresh air. And when you're used to that all day, every day, because you live in a more cleaner environment, you really notice the contrast, and it has an effect, you know? And I was deeply affected by those environments. Being there for 2 weeks in LA, I was deeply affected, and in a negative way, but in a way to wake up to where I could be like, you know, I gotta share as much as I can for people, you know, like, wow. And then when I made Thriving in a Dying World, it was thriving in the 21st century, but it's true, the extinction, the soil is changing, the trees, the grass, the bees are dying from the 5G, the birds, the insects are gone. That's indicative. Once the insects and the birds and the bees are dying, guess who's next? That's the foundation of the ecosystem. It starts all the way down into the deepest part of the soil, and then the microbial, you know, support systems come up and up and up, and it gets more and more active. And then the birds eat the worms, and the worms poop out the castings, and they've got these microbes in their gut that break down rocks into minerals. Then the plants can take those up, and there's this whole symbiotic relationship which is being destroyed by the activity of man. And so it's not negative to be smart. It's not negative to research 3 or 4 hours a day because you're interested in knowing what's going on. If the world dies tomorrow, how much effect is it going to have on me? Peace. I know what I am. You know, I'm trying to help others to know what they are. You know, so that it is what it is. And then that which I am uses the Dan body, Dan mind, Dan brain puppet boy to do whatever it wants. And if it wants me to talk about aerosol sprays and how you can detoxify nano aluminum, because it's very important, because it does accumulate. And you can see what's going on. Autism is going to be 1 in 3 soon. Cancer, 1 in every other person. Alzheimer's deaths are shooting up. The oxidative stress on the cardiovascular system, the lungs scarring up and solidifying. I mean, this is rough here, folks. I mean, it's not a doomsday, but it's cool to be educated. I believe that. A lot of people are like, Dan, I hate being educated. I don't want to be informed. I'm going to watch Fox News and just do what the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies and the CDC and the FDA tell me to do. And I don't want to listen to you and your alternative ideas talking about nature and microorganisms and keeping your lungs healthy and detoxing your liver and keeping your microbiome strong and robust so your immune system is strong, your digestion is perfect every time, and you take glorious poops that are worthy of their own magazine article every time, baby. I'm just kidding about the last part, but you know, good bowels, nice dumps, man. Take it in, absorb it, go play, have fun, be vigorous, make love, climb mountains, ride your bike, make videos, post Instagram, be alive, give, love, live life. But every day, Dan, I'm busted to pieces. I'm a 24-year-old guy. I'm a 37-year-old woman. I'm falling apart. I didn't know. I didn't know about the glyphosate. I didn't know about the air. I didn't know about the vaccines. I didn't know about the chemicals. I didn't know about the fried oils and the processed foods. And here I am. And I need your help because I've been watching your videos for the last 6 months or the last year. And I'm calling for a consult. And I'm trying to save you money. So you don't have to call me for a consult. You get this stuff. You put it into play. It makes sense to you. You put all that crap away and you do your best you can to take care of the temple, baby. So that was that. Took me longer than I thought, but we're getting into it, you know what I'm saying? So this one next, this is like a Neti Pot. This is a super hyperdrive Neti Pot. Okay? So this is called the Nasaline. It's on my website, regenerateyourlife.org. And there's a Neti Pot, but then there is the power blaster. Okay? And so there's a lot of junk out there, and you want to keep, this part is your micro, I forgot to show you this other part. This is the other part added to it. Now here's the nasal spray. This is the Restore product. Okay? I think they've changed the name recently to Ion, but it's an amazing thing. It's called TerraHydrite. It's from the soil. I recommended this to both of my clients this morning because where I live, there's a lot of dirty foods. I go to the market every day. I eat off the tree right out here. There's dirt all over the starfruit that I ate. Dirty ass starfruits. I don't even try to wipe it off. If there's bird poop or something like that or fruit flies, no. But the dusty dirt, I want all that. That's what's missing. What is missing? What nutrient is missing in the human diet? Good old dirt. Now what this is extract from 10 million year old soil, and there's a molecule in there that's produced by the microorganisms in the soil that allows them to communicate. And that's why the gut dysbiosis, not only the antibiotics and the vaccines and the processed foods and the glyphosate and the GMOs, I know it's like, Dan, you need a tinfoil hat. I'm going to get some genetically modified pizza and I don't want to know, okay? It's not my business who wants to sleepwalk. My business is the wake up. That's my job. And people come years later, sorry Dan, you were right, I was wrong. You were just way ahead of the time. And they're going to be pissed at you because you're way ahead of the curve. But for you, you are an awakened soul. You're ready to change. You're ready to take some of this Restore product, TerraHydrite, which is like a liquid communication board. It's a communication network that if you were living out in nature and eating every meal off the dirty earth and out of the trees, and you were running like I do, like, I just want to set an example. And I know that not everyone can do this, but you can, because when I was in LA, I went to the farmers markets. That's the only food I wanted to eat. Other than that, I just fasted, drank orange juice, because the food at the grocery stores sucked. It had no vitality. But the food at the farmers markets, we got to support these farmers and eat their dirty, freshly picked food. And when I went to the farmers market, there was all this awesome food. Apples, celery. I'm just looking at this food and it's so fresh compared to what's in the grocery store that I went and I was like, okay, boom, that's it. I need a lemon ginger blast. This air is terrible. I got to keep this crap out of me. I go there, I bought all this stuff. I had the backpack and I called up some store. I can't remember, what was it? The one with all the stuff. Blah, blah, blah. The kitchen stuff. I don't even remember. Called them up. They said, yes, we have this Omega juicer. I went and bought a juicer. I stuffed it into my backpack and rode back to my hotel room and lived off the farmer's market juice food, and then went back to the farmer's market and got more stuff to juice and was just juicing in this little tiny apartment hotel room, stuffed between two major highways. But that's just where I ended up to do the work that I needed to do for a couple weeks in Beverly Hills. And I'm just juicing in this motel room because the food that was vital was the food that resonated with the inner being that loves the dirty microbes, the living, high vibrational freshness of it. The most important thing in your food to give you energy, to activate your light body, is the life force, the light force, the electrical, conductive energy emanating from fruits and herbs and nuts. And the fresh fruits have that super high vibration. Okay, check this out. The one thing I love about avocados, I was telling you about the starfruit. Look at that. I just picked that out of the jungle yesterday. I went into the jungle, I got my little pole. So I'm getting these super vital foods. Now those avocados hold that essence, that life force, That's where you get energy. That's how you get off the coffee. That's how you get off the stimulants, is by seeking out to the best of your ability with what you've got, your finances, and your ability to understand, and you start doing the best you can to absorb and utilize the life force, because that's what connects you. And that's what gets you to start meditating and fasting and purifying, because you're connected to the divine life source, life stream. Then that's the most subtle light, life force, living foods, energy consciousness. Then you've got the practical aspects of the living water, which is more hydrating, the living minerals, which creates conductivity for cellular activity and detoxification. So not only are you animating your energy potential, but you're also allowing for any of the particulate to be eliminated out of your body. So the living high water foods with those excellent fibers. I love juice. Juice is a tonic. Juice is a supplement. And then the whole fresh high water foods with the fiber, with the seeds, because inside the orange, grapefruit, lemon, lime, papaya, seeds is also medicine and protein as well, and fat, and essential oils that keep your gut healthy. You all have heard of grapefruit seed extract. Well, I just eat the seeds when I eat the grapefruit. And my buddy Dave, who's a farmer, he's like, Dan, I got this special grapefruit. I saved it for you. It's the fatty. It's like 5 pounds heavy. Dude, we should bust that sucker open right now and have a mukbang or something, dude. And then you cut these suckers, or you peel them and you eat them, and you eat the seeds. But it's the vital life force. That was picked yesterday. I'm going to get on it soon. Look at these bad boys. You ever seen anything perfect? These are containing their life force. Look at how alive they are. Oh, look at what we got here. Nice. So some of these foods hold their charge like that. Those durians have carbs, proteins, fats. I got way off topic. I didn't even get to this yet. We're like, 22 minutes in. Okay, right on. DTM, one of a kind. So we've got the Restore Nasal Spray. It goes up your nose. You have a microbiome in your nose. They're going to discover a microbiome in your brain soon, trust me. You've got microbiome in your breast. I already know that. You've got one in your vaginal microbiome. You've got, and especially the most amount is in your gut. That's why you take this orally. It's a slow process. It's not an instant thing where you're like, oh, I feel super better all of a sudden, but it's a slow and steady introduction of a molecule that allows the gut to start communicating. And everyone's like, oh, we haven't seen this in a while, because why? Everyone eats pancakes and donuts and fried foods and processed foods, and then everyone feels like crap, and they're like, well, I don't believe this. Vegan diets suck. You know, it's like, well, that's not vegan. That's processed shit that's going to kill you and make you dumb. No offense. I know it's cheap, but you are worth investing in. You are worth it. And when you do, because I was broke as a joke. I came from the streets, lower than low. But I had to, I care about me. And I got to keep these standards. And I kept believing. And then as I believed, the universe had to respond to my faith and my own love for myself, and the finances got better and better, because I was like, I can't afford this right now, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to buy this food anyways, and hopefully I get some kind of miracle and I make it to the end of the week. And you know what? I did, because the universe responds when you are like, I'm going to invest in myself. The universe sees that. The one holy eye of divinity sees your heart. It sees your intention. In other words, God loves you. You are love. God is love. That is your heart. So you are just reflecting like, I'm going to care for myself. And the whole universe hears you. You know? And you become a walking testimony. But if you're like, damn, not everyone can afford vegetables like that. I have to eat white rice for the rest of my life because I'm a victim. Well then, sorry, can't help you. You got to believe. If I can get sobered up off drugs, anyone can. If I can get out of poverty, anyone can. Why? Because I am not any smarter or anything than everyone else. People are like, Dan, you're just coming in for the little people. I'm like, you and me, we're the same. I'm not better than you. I never wanted to be. I don't want any of that kind of crap. I just want to be a good person and do a good job. I will never consider myself better than anyone. We are the same. We're all from the same source. And I am here to be God's little puppet. And all I say is, please use me so that I don't sit around and get too bored. Okay, can you dig it? I already put some in there. So I just put this, what this is. Only 25 minutes in to take me to get here. So what's up? Word, I got a lot of things to say because I love you, baby. This is water with sea salt. You can put a little baking soda if you want. The professional packets that come with it have a little sodium bicarbonate. But I find that the salt by itself works just fine. Sea salt, pink Himalayan salt, whatever. Put a little Restore in there. Especially what this is designed for is travel. When you go on the airplanes and stuff and it's like all these people that are like drinking and smoking and have all the different types of, a lot of people on the airplane. A lot of different microbes. And they're probably not living like you are. Healthy, fresh, vibrant, alive, pure, clean living, thinking, feeling, being. So you want to snocker up a couple of these and get that up in there because there's a microbiome and that'll keep your, respiratory organs in your brain and your nose and your sinus cavities healthy because you want to keep those microorganisms healthy. And you do that by going into the fresh air. So now that I'm popped up and I can come back to this because this is here, but if I remember, you inoculate yourself after antibiotics, after vaccines, after pesticides. You got to go out once you've been wiped out because you went the wrong way because the medical doctors attack disease instead of promoting health. Attack the disease, which you don't understand because you don't even know why it's there. You only know how to prescribe drugs and cut out my vital organs, which I need, but you don't know how to remove the obstructions. The body does it itself. That's why sometimes you need to fast. If you really want to get rid of all this buildup of nanoparticulate, you just take a water fast. And believe me, I've done many 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 18 days, 21 days, 40 days water fast. Believe me, it all leaves out of you. And my experience is that it is very safe and effective. Okay? And then you feel better, but then it accumulates and you need to fast again. You need to stay on top of it. 3 days here, 7 days here, 10 days here, to stay on top of your game, to keep yourself healthy, wealthy and wise, baby, and beautiful. Can you dig it? So radiate your light, because that's what you are. Can you dig it? So let me finish my statement. You go outside and you re-inoculate. The microbes come in your mouth, they come in your nose from the dirty leaves, from the beach, from the grasslands, from the ocean. You're breathing that in. It's inoculating your gut. You also do it with food. But if we keep wiping out, that's the biggest problem of humanity right now is the dysbiosis due to the introduction of chemicals that inhibit the growth and communication of the beneficial microorganisms. And then we have all kinds of problems from the lack of the beneficial microorganisms. So we have to take care of ourselves. And so once those get wiped out, it's a hell of a journey coming back, but it can be done because I've done it. But you have to be on point. And I'm not going to be able to go into everything right now about the lifestyle. I want you to fly, baby. I want this information to sink in and mean something to you. Okay, so I'm going to take this. This is the Neti Pot. Okay, and this is going to keep your respiratory organs and your, sinus cavities clean and clear. This is when you have a cold, a flu, whatever, sickness. It's good general maintenance. The yogis have been doing this for thousands of years. Again, the yogis have been doing all this stuff for 10,000 years, baby. It goes way back. And so none of this is new. It's just tried to be forgotten and suppressed. And so learn from Thriving in a Dying World. Watch the whole 3-hour program and get the whole story about what's going on so you can take good care of yourself. Protect yourself is the real word. Protect yourself from, you know. So you take this sucker and you shove it up your nose and you... Ooh, yeah. I just did it a minute ago, but even more stuff came out. I just did it right before the video. That's why I'm sound a little bit weird. But man, it flushes this whole thing right through one side and then you do the other. More stuff came out on that one. So you see, that is a game changer for people who do breathing exercises, people who have mucus from too much dairy, too many cooked grains, too many fried oils. All that mucus clogs up your brain, clogs up your lymphatic system, makes you tight. You got to get loose. Baby, you got to get, you got to stay Bruce Lee style, dude, so you can just stay hydrated, stay loose, stay strong, and just keep yourself healthy. Because health is the real wealth. And I'm not talking about just health of the body. I'm talking about a healthy heart full of love. I'm talking about a healthy mind that observes up, right in the middle. Can you dig it? The consciousness. The consciousness, staying right there, locked into that, everything else falls right into place. So the consciousness and the staying in the center, everything else stays harmonized. But when you get off to one side, the whole system goes off and you're eating all this weird stuff and you're like, I'm going to get healthy, because you lost the center. You got to stay in the center. That's why you got to meditate, contemplate, spend time in nature and just be. Because the being is the harmonization and the yin and the yang and the masculine and the feminine. Can you dig it? And then the whole thing just becomes just purrs like a kitten. Take the Restore into your gut. If you have gut dysbiosis, get a couple bottles. Lasts like a month, but I like to chug it. I put it on salads, in salad dressings, and in juices. Finally, this is what I really wanted to do, was talk about the detoxification of the nanoparticulate. And that's why you've got the living silica. Silica has been shown to detoxify aluminum. Now, aluminum is no joke. Aluminum creates eating disorders because the only relief that you get from aluminum poisoning, especially mixed with mercury, that's releasing the oxidative stress, and that's why you see so many neurocognitive problems. Okay, and I'm not even going to mention, because the whole word, the A word, well, there's a couple of A words, but it's okay to have Alzheimer's disease, but everyone gets so emotional when you mention autism. Everything has a cause. Those causes are not difficult to understand. In fact, they're so simple that the confusion must be created to keep the narrative going, to keep the racket going. Because once you wake up, the causes are so simple. But a lot of times it's so deeply embedded that when it comes time to detox, the damage has been done so deeply that it takes a man many, many years of knowledge, of study, fasting, detox, to get the aluminum and mercury and fluoride out of his brain so that he can stop the oxidative stress. The microcapillary occlusion from the white blood cells because of the immunoexcitotoxicity due to the introduction of these synthetic chemicals that are causing a massive cytokine inflammatory process in the brain. And so this is this is only for the smart people. This is only for those who are the most intelligent. And the fools will continue to turn their back on the simple truths of what's actually taking place on this planet at this time. And I go into it in Thriving in a Dying World. So get the program and get educated and protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Keep a low profile. Just Pretend like you're going along with the program. That's what you do. Yeah, all right. Oh, of course I went into Walgreens and got my free flu shot. Yeah, all right, cool. Thanks, everyone. You just go along. Because the masses are just going along. They're just doing what they're told. It's the herd. They're just going along with the herd. Well, you're just sitting there. You going, now you got to be smart. You're like, oh, I'm going along with the herd. It's cool. But you got the jewel. You got the knowledge. You're like, I ain't no sheep. I'm a pimp. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm going to go to bed at night. I'm not going to eat that stuff. I'm not going to let anybody do anything, inject anything into my arm. I'm not going to eat that food. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of my lungs and my body. Word. I'm not going to go along with the narrative. I'm not going to be what I'm supposed to be. I'm not going to be a conditioned robot. I'm going to be free thinking for myself, and I'm going to look to nature for the answers. If it grows on trees, if it grows out of the ground naturally, when I throw a seed in the ground and I come back 2 months later and there's a plant there and it went through that whole process, now we got something. You want me to just take some laboratory stuff? All y'all with your white lab coats, what is that? That white lab coat, that's your job. That's how you make money. How much profit do you make off a healthy human? Very, very little. This is silica. This is cucumber juice. This detoxifies. Silica in here, I add extra. I spent the last 45 years detoxifying aluminum. I didn't know that until I did research and figured out what the hell was going on. And now I've made incredible strides, miraculous and incredible strides in brain regeneration. Okay? So, praise the Lord. So, I think we went over enough. Take care of your lungs. The most important thing is to get out and breathe fresh air away from the cars. Get to the trees. Get to the grasslands. Get to the jungle. Get somewhere. Knock the trees and knock the branches up against your head and shake the water off the trees onto your body. Rub yourself with clean dirt or mud, or get dirt on your hands and on your feet. You know, I like to go into the jungle and just go to a nice, clean, clear spot where there's not a lot of walking, but I just bust off and I find a nice pool, puddle, slop, slime, and I just inoculate myself. Jungle microbes are my favorite. Oceans, rivers, nature. We live in these buildings with carpet and recirculated air. We eat processed foods. We breathe this crazy crap coming down on us from the sky, and not everyone, some people, but a lot of people they don't want to look up. They don't want to look up, and they don't want to look down. They don't want to look up, they don't want to see what's going on there that's coming down, and then it's affecting the ground, it's affecting the microbes, it's affecting the food, it's affecting the soil. But if you know, you can either grow your own food, or you can find some of those smart hippie farmers that are like, no, I'm putting the microbes in the soil, I'm adjusting to the pHs that are changing. The changing pHs in the soil, I'm just adjusting. I'm bringing in microbes, I'm bringing in these new amendments, and I'm just growing food because it's what I love to do, and I'm going to beat these suckers. And I'm like, you hippie farmer are my friend. You grow the food, I'll tell my friends about it on YouTube. Can you dig it? And you are going to have my money. And I'm going to give you my money. Because that's what I'm going to spend my money on, is farmers, markets, with real food. Okay? So, I hope you're blessed by this video in some way or another. I got to go back outside and play. I've been on the phone all morning doing consults, now videos, and I'm done. And I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to follow the advice that I gave you on this video. To the beach, to the jungle, to the grasslands I go, to breathe in the fresh air, and to be grateful and thankful, so grateful and so thankful for this day, this moment, this life, precious, precious, precious treasure. Let me know how I can be of service. Go pick up Thriving in the Dying World right now. I appreciate your love and support. Peace.